What's going on, guys? Bobby with Consumer Time Capsule, finally back with another review for you here. We're at the CTC Treehouse, and sorry for disappearing for a few weeks. With this whole coronavirus nonsense going on, I've kind of played it safe. Really have been doing almost zero traveling, almost zero visits to grocery stores. But we had a lot to get caught up on, so we're back. We're going to be doing these weekly Monday reviews all over again, and we've got 6 weeks worth of stuff to munch on and drink here, Ryan. So I say we get into it. This time it's an all classic product relaunch review. And that's because, as I'm sure you guys have been bombarded with, if you've been on the internet at all of the non-coronavirus and riot-related news has been about Dunkaroos. Am I wrong? I mean, that's the third most important thing going on in the world right now is Dunkaroos came back. So we've got Dunkaroos. These are a 7-Eleven exclusive for the time being, and they're only available in these tiny pouches. What are they, 2 ounces? No, not even, 1.5 ounces. So these are a 7-Eleven exclusive. 2 for $3 over there, or $2 if you want just one. But everybody's gonna want to eat one with a friend, right? So, you know, why do that? And then we will finish things off with something I'm more excited about even. It is the Kool-Aid Retro Jammers, Purplesaurus Rex, and Rock-A-Dile Red. So a return of 2 of the original 5 classic character-based flavors. But, well, I guess without any further ado, let's open up some Dunkaroos, right, Ryan? So Dunkaroos, a Betty Crocker cookie and frosting product introduced in 1992. They were last on store shelves around 2012. I never really saw it after 2010. Ryan, you may recall back in 2009 when we went on a road trip, we found these, and this is the exact package that we ate our last Dunkaroos out of. So I remember you picked up some for your sister. So these are the cinnamon graham cookies with rainbow sprinkle frosting. Now, the unfortunate thing is, notice all of the kind of original flavor or original shapes. You used to have airplanes and motorcycles. You had the Dunkaroo guy. You had hot air balloons, all different kinds of shapes. Now, pay special attention to that kind of nickel-shaped D. That's the only returning cookie shape.
That's a shame.
And so they used to have chocolate-flavored cookies. And they used to have cinnamon-flavored cookies. Now it's just vanilla cookies with vanilla frosting with the rainbow sprinkles. So the rainbow sprinkle frosting has returned. The D-shaped cookie has returned. But this is not a full-fledged return for Dunkaroos. I was also a little bit disappointed that you could only get them in these little pouches that are like super disposable and not able to get them in boxes, which is how they were introduced. I don't even recall single-serving Dunkaroos ever being around. Now, that said, I didn't really go to a lot of convenience stores at the time, so I could be wrong. But here's what it looks like. So you've got the D-shaped vanilla cookies, and then you've got the confetti vanilla frosting. The frosting does appear to be a little bit yellower and oilier than I remember. I remember it being a bit more white, and it just had a different consistency. It was a drier consistency, at least in appearance. Ryan, there's your Dunkaroo keep.
Whoa.
That's for you. We're doing a socially distanced review here. We're not sharing our Dunkaroos. Thankfully, they've got the sale price going on, 2 for $3.
That's
all right.
Money well spent.
That is money well spent. It's an investment. Investment in your future. All right, so I'm gonna grab a good little bite there.
Let me get a zoom in shot on this dunk.
All right. These cookies are thinner than the original ones were. So I'm grabbing 3 at a time here, getting a good, you gotta get a good glob of icing. That's how you do your Dunkaroos. So, it's a distinctly Betty Crocker frosting, but not a distinctly Dunkaroos frosting. Also, the cinnamon cookies were where it was at with Dunkaroos. I don't care what anybody says about vanilla or chocolate. Cinnamon was the one. And unfortunately, vanilla was not the one. These are not, I mean, I'm happy that they're back in some ways. I'm not happy with how they were released necessarily. I think it is something that's worth picking up, but it's not something that's really worth getting your hopes up over. It's the kind of thing where if you run into it, grab it, but don't drop what you're doing and go get Dunkaroos. Hopefully, that's going to be a little bit different with our Kool-Aid Retro Jammers. So they opted not to bring back Grape Bludini and not to bring back my all-time favorite, Pink Swimingo. Charcoalberry Fin never left. And Incrediberry is not even considered one of the real character flavors, even though technically it is. So we've got Purplesaurus Rex and Rock-A-Dile Red. Ryan, which one do you want to get into first?
Go purple.
Purple. Purplesaurus Rex, at least from my recollection as a kid, was the second most popular overall Kool-Aid flavor. Charcoalberry Fin was definitely number one, but Purplesaurus Rex got a lot of TV time. Noticed a lot of kids would bring it in their lunch. It is a grape lemonade flavor. So if you haven't had it,
that's unique.
Yeah, really, I don't think that you've ever had grape lemonade if you haven't had that, but it says there's a go back in time maze on the back. Ooh. They did a really good job of reinstituting the original kind of character designs. This flavor was brought back in 2014 as part of all of the re-released flavors, but it also got a redesigned package, and now they've kind of reverted back to the old style, which I like. It looks like a grape flavored drink, but a light grape flavored drink. This is not like a Welch's grape. This is like a grape high C kind of look, like a grape Capri Sun, whatever you want to say. Brian, there is your glass. Brian, cheers. All right, I got high hopes here, so let's see. Oh yeah, that is definitely Purplesaurus Rex right there. You know, I've always preferred the homemade. It tends to be a little bit more sugary.
Oh yeah.
Because these only have 35 calories per pouch, but the serving size is 2 pouches, which is very unusual. Although I could drink 10 pouches, which is how many they shove in the box.
Let's see that pouch.
From a price standpoint, though, I think they were only $1.79. Yeah, $1.79 at Tom Thumb, which is an Albertsons owned grocery store. So if you have Albertsons, if you have Randall's, Tom Thumb, Safeway, $1.79. All right, and I was actually most looking forward to Rock-A-Dile Red, so I'm glad that we're closing out with it. Rock-A-Dile Red is the drummer of the Kool-Aid band. And this is more of just a mixed berry flavor, strawberry, blueberry, and cherry, which is not technically a berry, I get it. They make music notes out of the fruit. The Kool-Aid man plays an air guitar. And always a sentimental favorite from a design standpoint, certainly. Oh, it smells just, God, that smells like childhood right there.
It's nice.
Mmm. Oh, God, that tastes good. Mmm. Mmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, God, that's good. Well, okay, gimmick grade.
See that pouch?
Look at that. It's beautiful. Try to get... that's like super glue on there, but there it is. All right, so... Getting into the gimmick grade here, because I feel like there are a lot of aspects of it that should have been done better. All they needed to do was give a real re-release to the Dunkaroos, and it almost certainly would have been a 10 out of 10, right? But I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 because I feel like there are elements of the execution between how it was sold, how it was designed, how the cookies themselves kind of went together. I give the gimmick an 8 out of 10. Yes, I was excited about Dunkaroos coming back like everybody else, but I just think it could have been done a lot better. As far as the Retro Jammers, 9 out of 10 gimmick grade because they didn't go all the way in. They should have given a retro design to the Sharkleberry fin, even though it's still on shelves. And they should have also brought back at least Great Blue Dini and especially Pink Flamingo, which will always be my favorite type of Kool-Aid. So 9 out of 10 gimmick grade there. As far as the capsule countdown for taste, as I'm sure you could guess, third place is going to Dunkaroos. I know this is going to sound stiff, but I promise if you really taste it and you judge it without that kind of nostalgic kick and you just go based on taste, it's a 5 out of 10 product. The cookies are very thin and weak. Vanilla flavor is very plain. You're dunking vanilla into vanilla. It's not very exciting. Look, I love confetti and sprinkles as much as the next guy, but this just didn't really get it done for me. So it is going to get last place, third place on today's capsule countdown, 5 out of 10 rating. Ryan, am I talking out of school here? I mean, I hate to trash Dunkaroos, but it's okay. It's a fine snack, but it's not something that's wildly worth going out of your way to get.
It's gotta be graham.
It's got to be, yeah. You get. How do they cram so little graham?
Yeah.
All right. Second place, as I think you could probably guess based on my reaction for the Rock-A-Dile Red, is going to be Purplesaurus Rex. So Purplesaurus Rex, they did a really solid job of capturing it, but unlike with the Rock-A-Dile Red, I really was missing a little boost of extra sugar. I feel like this one was a bit thinner than the Rock-A-Dile Red flavor profile-wise, didn't you, Ryan? Like this one is a little bit too thin, so, but still tasty, very tasty. I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. Second place on today's capsule countdown. But that's just the precursor to the winner today of the return of the CTC capsule countdown, Rock-A-Dile Red. This was one where I wasn't missing any sugar. I felt like this was an appropriately flavored. It tastes just like you remember it. It's delicious. That's a 9.5 out of 10.
Nice.
I mean, it's not quite Pink Flamingo, but I think it's probably the third best flavor of Kool-Aid behind Pink Flamingo and Great Blue Dini. But those three flavors are all pretty much untouchable. So I'm not going to go all the way to 10, but I will give it a 9.5. $1.79. Look, especially if you have kids, make their childhood at least a little awesome. Like, make this part of their deal, you know? So I'm just happy that they brought these back, and I hope that one day Ryan and I are going to be talking to you about the re-release of Pink Flamingo and Great Blue Dini. But we already showed you one classic product from the archives, but I got one more to show you. The last one was Dunkaroos related. This one is Kool-Aid related, and it is the Kool-Aid Rock-A-Dile Red World Tour t-shirt. You had to spend about 1 million points to get this thing, but this is a youth extra large Wacky Wild Tour t-shirt with Rock-A-Dile Red as the front man playing the sax. So he used to play the sax and had the music notes coming out, and now he plays the drums. So I think that's, you know, back in 1991, the saxophone was just a bigger deal, I guess.
It's
So,
the Clinton days.
but it's sold out anyway. It doesn't matter. So you can't watch him live.
I just
but-
noticed the bass drum says, "Oh yeah."
Oh yeah,
That
you
is
gotta say,
great.
oh yeah.
Is that the name of their band?
No, it's the Wacky Wild Kool-Aid style group. All right, so on our next review, we're going to be covering Pringles, and you know that's our favorite. So please stay tuned. We might throw some extra uploads up this week. We might not. I don't know. Just check back every day, I guess. And of course, until next time, I will miss you until I see you. I'm going to see if I have a little drop of this left. Barely. Cheers.
You only had one serving.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God. That is good. That is good.